This week on the show, we're featuring amber, river quartz under the microscope cam, bread on Why'd I Buy That, 7 new jokes, and locally sourced entertainment. I found out the reason why ghosts always sound depressed is because they're so full of booze. Let's start the show. I love this amber. It's a little bit of regular amber, a little bit of blue amber. Some of it's kind of light, so it's kind of copal, but a lot of it's really, really hard. The stuff up in the corner, the finished one, man, there are some hard spots. Ooh, it did not like me. It's got all those speckles in it. And for the most part, I really like the clear amber because I like a big translucent gem. But the more I look at that picture and the more I look at the gem, the more I look at the positive side of the speckled side. I love the speckles and the freckles. And Charisse, I love Charisse too. Wanted to open a can of pop and say hi at the same time. I hope it's a delicious pop. I'm enjoying some soda pop myself. Liquid gemstone glass of corn sugar and lemon balm. Also referred to as Mountain Dew. The dew of the mountain. I hope it remembered to wipe. And I hope you remembered to say hello. If not now, later in the comment section. Welcome to the program. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for being awesome. You're welcome for reminding you. Thanks for taking the poll, Charisse. You're great. Absolutely great. Just like this piece of amber, right? It's a big piece, too. I don't know. It was like, I'm going to be a nice piece of amber. And then it was like, nah, I'm not going to be a nice piece of amber. And I couldn't get it done in time for the show yesterday. Colette knows I was a little depressified. Like, not depressed, like sad depressed, but like tired. Just did not have the energy all week last week. Probably too much video game. And too much time going by. That sort of thing. Any what's? What's up with your nuts? That sounds weird. We're talking about pecans, folks. Walnuts, cashews, nutty type foods. They're crazy. And so is the show. It's not ready. So anyways, what are we doing today? Shaping a little bit of amber? Not showing myself on the microscope? Ah! There we are. Okay. That'll give you an idea of the size of it. Bling, 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 bling. Kablingle, blingle, bling. Yep, liking my amber. Playing around with it. Sort of a cool thing. It's kind of like a hat. It's like a fast food hat. What can I get you today? Double cheeseburger with fries and a shake? Chocolate or vanilla? You want a twist cone? I like it. It's got some red in there. A lot of this amber has that blue sheen to it, but this one doesn't. I think it's all the speckles give it the red. Let's go ahead and look at it under the microscope cam, shall we? Oh, I do not like going live at the wrong time. I like going live regularly. I'm supposed to be going regularly. You know what else? I was supposed to do that raffle on Saturday. My network was a not work. It was not working. So that's a thing. Very pretty. I like the dots inside of it. Me too, Colette. I'm enjoying the freckleness of it. It's very freckleated. Whoa, 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 where is it at? You know, the thing about this amber is that some of it is really, really clean and really, really nice and very translucent. Some of it is so included, it's got like dirt everywhere. And so I spend a lot of time grinding off the not quite so desirable areas. And that's one of the problems is having to grind so much of it off. Speaking of freckles, let's show them under the microscope cam, shall we? Let's get the zoom all zoomulated. Booyah! There we go. Now you can see more of the freckles. You can see this inclusion on the end. How about we take a zoom in on that, huh? That stuff's deep. Look at how deep that is in there. I didn't want to go and grind all that all the way out. I figured we just kind of leave it in there as character. It shows that there's realness to the amber. It shows the sugariness. You know? Got a little bit of that reality to it. Look at the surface. You can even see the freckles going along the surface there. Shows that the freckles come right up through the top. All throughout it. It's got some throughoutialism. That sounds like a disease, which is what you probably have if you have all of these throughoutialisms. Little freckles and speckles and speculations. That's what we're going to call them, speculations. You know what we're not doing is calling on the chat bot because I don't have it fired up yet. Nope. Wrong one. There we go. That's the right one. El Dunzo. That's the bottom of it. I'll show you the bottom. Ooh, I forgot to finish that out. I was going to grind that down. It had some chips, and I wanted to even it out. And that's what happens when Jacob doesn't even out the bottom properly. But I wanted to show you this, because it's part of that crack, but like continued, but also not continued. It's like the same stuff, the same sugar bubbles. Because that's what it is. It's tree sap, root sap, and branch sap. And it does smell like frankincense, kind of, as I'm grinding on it. Which is, I like it. It's potent, but it has a nice smell. Way better than shaping on some tanzanite. Tanzanite kind of smells like grass. Like old grass from a golf course. Wait a minute, where is the chatting bot at? Bling. Clicking. Doing. Making. Happening. Maybe I should take a class on filling the silence. How to fill the silence. Or just enjoy the silence. Let the silence roll. Let it roll along. Oh, okay, so the other thing I wanted to show under the microscope is a piece of the freckles are red. That's what I was thinking. They're like red freckles. They're freckles. No bot yet. Bots are coming in. Coming in hot. Hot with the bot. Where's the timers? I've probably still got the modern day overthinker timers on. which is okay because Colin's a cool guy and his podcast is pretty cool. Let's see. The other thing I wanted to show under the microscope was a piece of quartz I found on a beach down by the Mississippi River. So there's not a lot of like quartz around here, but there is some, and stuff can wash from other areas. But like I'm walking along and I see, I go down to the beach where I'm working and I take a moment to look at the river, and it was a sunny day, and I see in the sun this very clean, clear looking piece of tumbled quartz. Looks tumbled because the river, right? It's so light you can see my face through it. My face color through it. Let's get a light on it. Bing! Look at how clean that is inside. Yeah, I found that next to the river. I was like, we're going to show that under the microscope cam. I want to look at it under the microscope cam. Let's get the mirror out for it under the microscope cam. Because I'm going to shape it. I mean, that's how clean it is inside. It's got all these rough areas. I imagine that is probably the point there. Like it was a piece of quartz. Now, of course, I don't know for a fact that it's quartz. It could be sunstone, it could be topaz, but it's most likely quartz. And I think that's the tip. That's the tip of it being like a quartz point. It just makes too much sense. It almost has like a topaz shape there. But I don't know that there's any topaz around here. You know what I need to do? Throw a tomato. See if the bot's around. Also, I need to get the next video going. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Now you can see me move it a little farther. Just trying to get something ready for the show, you know? Hey, there's the bot. You have thrown a tomato, and then there's a tomato, and it's supposed to be a picture of a tomato, but it's not. But this is a picture of some river quartz. Let's get the mirror out, shall we? No, not showing too much. Okay, so here's another thing that I've noticed is that the return of the light through the stone is kind of yellow, and with topaz it's more of a blue. Like if you go and buy LED bulbs from the hardware store, they'll have like ones with yellow lighting and ones with blue lighting, and quartz is more of a yellow and topaz is more of a blue. And so I'm thinking that since it's returning more of a yellow light, it's probably more of a quartz. And we'll know more once we get into it and get a look at it. And get to see if there's any cleavage planes, any breakouts. I mean, the fact that that's kind of flat tells me maybe topaz, but it's not flat enough to be topaz. It's gotta be quartz. It does not look feldsparic in any way, so I don't think that it's a piece of sunstone. I think it's a piece of quartz. And we'll know a little bit more as we find out. Up that river quartz. Huh? Yeah. So that's what I got for the microscope portion. A little bit of river quartz. We're going to polish it up. A little bit of amber. Nice and freckly for your enjoyment. And we got plans for next week. Here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and process some of this emerald. I'm going to try and actually do something with this piece of emerald here. Try and get rid of this little corner down here. and do something with the rest of it. Might flip it over to get some of this color here. Not sure. Gonna try and do something with this emerald. So I got a really cool stone because we got another interview next week with James Draper. He's an awesome comedian. Like when James is gonna go on stage, I get excited. I'm like, all right, he's gonna bring me some funnies. And like, you got to check out his channel because you'll see some really funny stuff. He traveled to some other places to do comedy, and he's done a lot of great comedy. So we're going to learn a little bit more about doing some comedy from James Draper next week. It's going to be a great show, and we're going to do it on Sunday. And if that one doesn't work, I have another stone, which apparently I have in my other pajama pocket. It's a piece of striped obsidian, courtesy of Colette. And if we don't do that one, we will do this one, which is almost done, and it's done enough that I can actually polish it and feature it. But I didn't want to do this one, the champagne quartz, because it was too much like the color of the sapphire on my Instagram. I'm trying to make a pretty looking Instagram because it sort of makes me look or feel proud when it looks good. And Ron Weasley made it. How's it going, Ron? And Gary. All right. We got some cool people here. Okay. And Colette and Charisse. Man, we got an awesome family going on. I love you guys so much. And then we're going to feature this. Needs to be straightened out. Hopefully I don't lose it. But this is a piece of rhodolite. Nice, clean rhodolite. Very octagonal and oblongtagonal. And then I got some iolite I want to feature, which we should be able to see through. And then I got this piece of prehnite, and I got some peridot I'm pushing. So I want to be ready for you guys. But I just was not ready, and this amber was not working out. So that's why we're doing the show tonight, and that's why I didn't get to the giveaway, auction, raffle, whatever it is. I've been calling it a raffle because raffle is just fun to say. You guys know I don't talk this much in real life, but I'm trying to fill the silence. Anyways, Benny Loco made it. All right, how's it going? We love you too, Benny Loco. We love you too. And so I want to do that, and so I'm going to try and do it this Saturday. This coming Saturday. And plus, I mean, this was a busy weekend for folks, so maybe it's a good thing that my network was a not work. Because it was not working. Like, I was dropping most... I even tried to game stream. Nope. Was not working. It was buffering. They've been putting in this fiber cable and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't know if they're getting into it or not. But it's just not been working out. Anyways. Handing out Halloween candy. Oh, okay. So that's still going on. I don't know why we don't get any trick-or-treaters up this way. But this whole area doesn't get any trick-or-treaters. I'm not sure why. But anyways, maybe I should put out one of them giant watermelons carved into a jack-o'-melon. Let's see. What do we got for why did I buy that? We got anything? Did I buy anything? Yes. I bought some bread. Yeah. I like money. But I bought some bread, and I gave away the money I had for the bread. Why did I do that? Why did I buy that? Why did I buy bread? Have you ever bought bread? And why did you buy it? I mean, there's a lot of bread to choose from. Which bread did you buy, and why did you buy that? I often buy Country Hearth. But this time I bought Sara Lee. I bought that one in the middle-ish, kind of lower down off to the side. It's got that big old Sara Lee label on it. So I know it's going to be decent bread. Because I bought the cheap bread and it's not as good. I like, okay, so this is mostly what I like. I don't make sandwiches, right? Usually if I'm going to have a sandwich, it's ham, cheese, mayonnaise, roll it up, eat it, go. That's my idea of a sandwich. But sometimes I like to have buttered toast. And sometimes I'll put like cinnamon sugar on the toast. And what you do is you shake it out of the container and then you shake it all back in the container, and whatever sticks to the butter, that's your serving. But then also I like to take and you can put just a hot piece of toast, put some peanut butter on it, and the peanut butter gets all melty, and then I get all melty. But what I really like doing is taking the hot toast, butter, then peanut butter, and then I turn into a ball. Jacob the butter ball, the peanut butter butter ball. Just loving it. And that's, I mean, it's a good way for me to ingest butter in like a serving of one slice of bread without having too much. That way I don't go and eat like a full sleeve of crackers with peanut butter, which is something I've done a lot of times. And so that's why I bought some bread, and that's what bread I bought and why. Is because I like the honey, just sounds delicious. And then they got the whole grain, which I've done, but the honey wheat tastes a little better. And the white bread, I understand, but the honey wheat has more flavor. And there's something beerish about the grain flavor that I enjoy. I did not think I was going to talk this long about bread. Did you? Do you ever buy bread? Sara Lee's Erotic Bake Shop. Oh, Ron, tell me more. I need to hear you talk about bread. So much to choose so I never buy the same bread. I know, Benny. It's like, and Hawaiian bread. You ever get that sweet Hawaiian bread? You get those little Hawaiian rolls, and you split them open. You throw some cheese and some butter on there, and it's a nice little cheese butter roll. We gotta stop talking about it. Anyways, I have baked erotic cakes, aerotic cakes. They're aerodynamic. So, that's why they fly down so fast. Anyways, that's what I bought, and that's why I bought that. Do you ever buy pumpernickel bread? Okay, you're talking about pumpernickel and erotic bread, sourdough. Okay. Hey, I will say I didn't like the idea of sourdough because it doesn't sound like sour in like a sour candy way. It sounds like sour in like a went bad kind of a way. But actually, when I go and get like a Frisco burger, like me that sourdough bread Frisco burgers, baby. I actually made my own Frisco burgers. Yeah. And I put, like Gary says, I put a tomato on there. The chatbot can put the tomato on for me. Hawaiian bread is good with butter and cinnamon sugar. My favorite sandwich is mayo and a tomato. I hear that if you put like some olive oil on there, it's really good. I've never actually done that, but I've heard that it's good. I keep meaning to try, but I don't like olives and I don't like oil. I like butter. Butter is my oleo. Comes from an old movie, Love at Steak. You mean love for steak, love of steak. Because, I mean, the steak is what I love. That's why I need to do a why'd I buy that beef. But we don't actually need to do that because we all know why. Pumpkin muffins and honey wheat bread this week. Oh, okay, yeah, you gotta have that pumpkin spice. Hey, if you take some pumpkin bread and then you like toast it with fire and you bite that little face in it, is that a jack-o'-lantern bread? I don't know where I was going with that. Probably trying to be funny because it's time for the joke portion of the program. What do I got for you guys this week? I can't believe I've been yammering on this long. Okay, what do we got? I was going to do my old Halloween jokes for you. But first, I wanted to mention that ghosts always sound depressed because they're full of booze, which is great for the joke portion of the program. If I hear the audience boo, I just imagine that they're calling out for a drink. My phone sure has been through a lot. Yeah, I'm rough on my phone. I beat it up, I drop it, I kick it around, and I shake it when I'm angry. And it's hanging in there. I mean, my phone has been through so much and it still works. I'm starting to wonder if it's into S&M. which is a kind of music, I think. I wouldn't mind being vegetarian if it wasn't for all the vegetables. Yeah, I mean, that's just one of the things that stops me. Uh, just because, oh, okay, so I don't know if this is really a joke. It's just something I wrote down when I was tired. Somebody was talking about being a big person, and it's like when you're big, people think they're going to help you move just because you're big and you can lift things. But I don't understand. Just because I like to lift a fork doesn't mean I'm a forklift. Let's see. I went to a high class party. It was very classy because I wanted to dance with some high class girls. You know, the ones that like to be spanked with a money belt. Once a month, my girlfriend gets upset, which means she doesn't have periods. She has exclamation points. I'm going to buy a bunch of ceiling fans so I can start an OnlyFans with OnlyFans. And I will have fans of my OnlyFans, of my OnlyFans. I got, oh, I went to a restaurant that said they had sushi, but when I got there, all the fish was cooked. So I guess I got catfished by a sushi restaurant. It's work in progress, folks. Let's see. I found out my key ring has so many keys that I'm starting to call it a piano. And this one's actually a shout out to a comedian that I met on Twitter. And I need to ask him if he'll do an interview for the show, because he gave me some advice when I was going to New York. His name's Adam Gable. He does a lot of one-liners, really funny stuff, clever stuff, a lot of jokes similar to what I do, right? And he's got a great YouTube, by the way. I need to give his link a drop. But he hasn't updated his YouTube in a while. He's actually filming a special in the beginning of December in New York City, and he mentioned, so I kind of bit surfed, or I changed his joke. So that's why I wanted to give him a shout out, because one of his jokes is that somebody told him to come to a party and told him that he needs to wear fall attire. And he's like, well, I guess that means I'm supposed to put on a jacket. And I said, well, when fall comes around and I have to put on fall attire, I just wear elbow pads. Yeah. Like when somebody tells me I need to wear fall attire, I put on elbow pads. So that's my jokes. And what I wanted to do also, wait a minute, where are we at? How are we doing with the video? We'll go forward. We're going to find the other jokes. Party jokes. We're going to filter categories. We'll go down to Halloween, because I got half a dozen Halloween jokes. Okay. These are old jokes. These are ones, you know, that I'm pulling out from previous joke portions of the program. What did the gardener say on Halloween? Check out my gruesome site. Talking about the garden where they grew some. Yeah. Okay. Who's the worst Halloween guest? Count Drankulogger. Count drank your lager. He's the worst, because he drank your lager. What did the person say when they saw trick-or-treaters dressed as corn? They said, what an eerie sight. What did the Grim Reaper say when he walked out on stage? I'm here to raise your spirits. Yeah, good old puns. Slaying is too violent for 2022. We need a Buffy reboot called Buffy the Vampire Counselor. Not slaying them, just counseling. Why did the skeleton work really hard? Because he was making his bones. Mm-hmm. Count Dracula is remaking his image, calling himself a revampire. Two more. That's it. What's the deal with Raise the Dead? Wouldn't that be a good thing? I mean, we're always sad when people die. It's like, you know, somebody's raising the dead. That'd be a good thing. I used to have this down better. What's the deal with people saying raise the dead like it's a bad thing? I mean, is it really so bad? Because we're always sad when people die. It'd be good if we raise the dead. They give the zombie hunters a lot of target practice. And, it's more like you'd say it like a good thing. Like, oh, he's doing great things. Before you know it, he'll be raising the dead. And last but not least, what do you call fog in a cemetery? Dead air. So glad the video went silent for that one. And yes, that's basically what we have for this week's joke portion of the program. All right, yeah, woo! All right, jokes for a portion of the program. Okay, yeah, basically after this is when I even things out for the rest of the gem. Just kind of cutting a little deeper and straightening it out, getting those edge facets on it. Getting the edge facets on you guys. Being awesome, coming by, saying hi. Hope you enjoyed the show tonight. Glad I was able to get it done, make it happen. We're going to do the raffle on Saturday, which is coming up quick. Got jar of salsa and some gemstones. And we got the word raffle, which is fun to say. And I'm going to have more jokes. I got more jokes already, but I didn't want to tell them this week because they're part of next week's, right? If I tell all the jokes now, I'll run out of jokes then. Not that I will run out of jokes, but I think there's a couple of good ones, and I want to have a reason for you guys to come next Sunday when we do the other interview with comedian James Draper. How exciting, right? Already got that one down. It's in the bag. I'll actually, since I won't be doing it live, I'll be playing it. And then I'll be typing with you guys in the chats. So, thank you for coming by. I'm glad I was able to remind you how awesome you are. And you are awesome. I'm talking about you. Yep, you right there. You're fantastic. That's why we're going to make this a great week. And I'm going to see you next week. Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern. And then on Sunday. Have a good evening, lovely people.